What's up, guys? This is Brock in Vegas, and I'm bringing you another video for the Vegas Bitcoin group on our YouTube channel. I want to thank everybody for joining and watching. Make sure you like the video, and if you like the content, make sure you subscribe, and then you can see all the new videos coming out. Today's video, we're going to be talking about decentralized versus centralized. I've mentioned decentralized in a previous video, so I wanted to take a quick video now to talk a little bit about it, so that way you can understand the concept, and then you'll also realize more about future videos and when we talk about a centralized versus decentralized system. So, for a disclaimer, nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. Make sure you do your own research before investing any money into Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. So let's get started. So in an earlier video, I was explaining how Bitcoin is a little like PayPal. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining why Bitcoin isn't like PayPal. So when you send money with PayPal, you link it to your bank account and you have to create an account with PayPal. And then if PayPal doesn't like something you're doing, what they can do is they can freeze your account or they can delete it. So you're kind of at the mercy of the PayPal system administrators about whether you're allowed to use their system or not. With Bitcoin, anyone can participate, and there isn't any one person that can stop somebody from using Bitcoin. Now, there's some people that will say, oh, governments can shut it down. That is a complex discussion, and actually, I'm going to make a future video about how governments try to shut Bitcoin down and why it's harder than what people think. So I'm not going to get into that in this video, but I will make a future video about it. Sorry, I'm just taking notes so I can make sure I get future content made for the channel. So with Bitcoin, anyone can use it, and there isn't really any one person or one organization to stop a person from using Bitcoin. So I want to pull up a drawing. This is out on the internet. If you look up decentralized versus centralized, you'll come across this diagram. So the first image, it might be hard to read, but it says centralized. The second one is decentralized, and the third one is distributed. So in the future, I may talk about something called distributed ledger technology, which has some characteristics of blockchain technology, but it's not exactly like blockchain technology, so they call it DLT for distributed ledger technology. So I'm not going to talk a lot about DLT right now because we're just getting started, and I want to make sure everyone has the fundamentals of blockchain down first before we expand to other areas. So if you just look at the first two images, and actually the third image could also be thought of as decentralized, and I'll explain why. So if you think about the first one, that's centralized, this would be like PayPal. So in the middle, you have a centralized point of access, like the network, and they have servers that are under the control of the PayPal organization. Over on the decentralized side, there isn't any one person or organization controlling it. So all these dots here, you can think of as nodes. N-O-D-E-S, nodes. And I will also be doing a future video on what nodes are and what the different types of nodes can be in Bitcoin. So in this diagram, each of those dots are nodes, and I am one of the Bitcoin users that run a full node. So my computer with the software on it is just like one of those dots. So you have people running their computers and running software all over the world, and they're connected to each other in a peer-to-peer network. And you'll probably hear me talk about peer-to-peer networks quite a bit as well. So in the first one, all the users of PayPal connect to the PayPal website, and they create an account, and then they sign in to the PayPal network. In the second one, a person will use their phone or their computer, and they will send a connection out to the internet, and they will connect with another peer or node in the Bitcoin network. And in a future video, I'm going to show you how I do that and what it looks like when I'm connected to a peer. So, So who controls the network? In the first one, anything related to PayPal is the responsibility of PayPal. So if something goes wrong, if there's a charge you don't like, you would contact PayPal support. In Bitcoin, there really isn't anyone you can contact. You can contact people like me that know a little bit about Bitcoin, but if you send a transaction in the Bitcoin network and you didn't want to send it, there's not going to be a lot you can do. And that's part of what scares people about Bitcoin, is that when you send a transaction, you can't do a chargeback and you can't cancel or change the transaction. Once it's sent, it's permanent. So usually I like to explain that to new users so that they're aware that when you go to send a transaction, you have to be 100% sure that you want to send the Bitcoin transaction to somebody else. So with that, I just really wanted to show you this diagram. I wanted to explain the difference between PayPal and Bitcoin just at a very high level. And we're going to be getting into a lot more details about this in future videos. But I just wanted to make sure that this initial concept of decentralization was given out to everybody so that we can talk about it moving forward. So thanks everybody for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you later.